Hi, I'm Jessica G, and this is the Just in Time podcast. If you're struggling today, I want you to know this podcast is here for you, but it's not a substitute for professional help. If you're in a crisis or feel unsafe, please call or text 988 or dial 911 for immediate support. There are people out there who will listen and can help. On this show, I'll be sharing personal experiences, mindset shifts, talking with key experts, and sharing real tools that help me go from barely surviving to thriving. This is not about quick fixes or one-size-fits-all advice. It's raw, it's honest, it's what worked for me and what I believe can help others too. Let's walk together from darkness to hope.
He'll be just in time to save a life.
Hello. This is Jessica with Just in Time to Save a Life podcast. Thank you so much for following us and listening to us. So today, actually, I had a guest that had to cancel just due to an emergency. So we're improvising, adapting, and figuring the situation out. I have Parker with me today. He actually works at the podcast studio. So we are going to talk about exercise, neuroplasticity, ways to deal with depression, or ways to move stuck energy. One of the things I wanted to go over a couple key statistics today. It says that people who exercise report 40% fewer poor mental health days compared to non-exercisers. Another research quote says, a review of 1,200 studies found that 89% showed exercise improves mental health. Exercise consistently reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety across multiple age groups. Endorphins are released during movement, and natural chemicals will boost mood, ease pain, and reduce stress. The other thing is aerobic exercises boost BDNF, which is brain-derived neurotrophic factor. So when we talk about neuroplasticity and movement, this supports neuron growth and repair. So exercise increases neuroplasticity. It helps the brain rewire itself and adapt to new, healthier patterns. And one of the things on the show is rewiring the brain, is, what we really like to talk about because that is what worked for me. And the reason why I want to talk about exercise today is because for me, and everyone's different, whenever I'm feeling stuck, like emotional, mental, or just like overloaded or overwhelmed with everything that's going on, not even including like anxiety or depression, just like everyday life. So when we talk about suicide prevention, we're really talking about mental health and what are the ways in which things that we can do to keep up our mental health and keep it at bay and keep it on check. And for me, exercising is like one of the number one things. It's just like being able to move my body and like removing that stuck energy. Mm-hmm. And then, doing my research today, I didn't even know, this is news to me, guys, that neuroplasticity, that exercise actually helps neuroplasticity. And it makes sense because you're creating new healthy habits. Mm-hmm. So for me, I have a personal trainer in the morning. If you're a person that, feels stuck, I would suggest that you get out there, even move like 20 steps, or say, I'm going to do 5 minutes of breathing exercises or yoga, or just do something to get your body moving. And sometimes that helps the brain kind of catch up, right?
Yeah, I actually was, and I mentioned to you because you'd reached out to me while you were still on your trip, and I was like, I'm actually down sick. I ended up spending about 24-ish hours in bed, and just being stuck in bed, I was just like, I'm so tired of being in this room.
Yeah.
That I just literally one night, it was probably 10 o'clock at night. I had just woken up from sleeping on and off that day. And I just walked outside. My wife's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I literally just need to touch grass. Yeah. Not to be like the saying.
Grounding
I just need to like touch grass and be outside and like breathe fresh air. And so I think it's elements to that.
When are you born? When's your birthday?
December of 1990.
Okay, I'm April, so I know that's like an Aries thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, wait, what is it? Sagittarius? What's your sign?
I haven't checked into it too much. But yeah, I think it's just it's in general just getting outside is so good. That's what people always say, like, just take a work break, and we do it here all the time. Like if I'm either been staring at my computer for 5 hours or a couple hours, it's like just go outside and walk a lap around the building, and then come back and sit back down.
Yeah. I was thinking about that in the way I run my business. So I usually don't want the girls at the salon working like more than 6-hour shifts without taking a break. Like if you work an 8-hour shift, great, but take 2 15-minute breaks minimum.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'm like, hey, have you had your break yet? And they're like, no, I don't need one. And I'm like, no, like go take your break. And it's not because I want them to like clock out and not pay them for 15 minutes. It's because literally taking a break from like what you're doing kind of just sometimes just resets you, we have like a little table and chairs out back, and there's just like nice greenery, and the weather was so pretty today. And I just like took a moment before I came here and I stepped out there, and I gave myself a 15-minute break because like I actually need to do what I tell them to do, because I'm like, one of the girls called me out the other day. She's like, have you taken a break? And I was like, I haven't even eaten lunch. I need to step out the bathroom. Yeah. I was like, you're right. Which, and just that happens sometimes.
And it's important. I was, I've got a little almost 21-month-old today, as a matter of fact, at 29.
Congratulations.
And, you're at work all day from 8 to 5, and then you go home, and, even though you're not at work, still being on alert with him all the time. I mean, especially at his age, he's running around, he's jumping, he's doing all this crazy stuff. And so it's actually more alert than when he was a baby, because you're like,
trying to with yourself
every second.
Exactly.
So it's not really until that like 7.
It's easier when they can't crawl, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. When they're like, when I can put you on the couch and you're not going to move, it's great. Now it's like, you do put him on the couch and then you turn around, then it's like, where'd he go? Like, hey, where are you? And then all of a sudden he's in a bedroom somewhere, and you're like, how did you get back there? So, but it's not until he goes down that you kind of can get that like, whew, okay, like I can unwind and I can relax. And that's usually like my wife and we'll take turns. Like as soon as he goes down, like, hey, I'm going to go take the dog for a walk, or I'm going to go for a run, or I'm going to work out or do whatever, because even though you're exhausted at the end of the day, like getting that blood pumping and your heart rate up, it just starts firing new, and it makes you feel more energized. I hate waking up super early, unless it's like to hunt or go fishing. But to work out, it's like whenever I do, that alarm goes off and you're just like, I really don't want to get up. But the second that you do, and then you get done, it's like the mornings that I do that and then come to work, I'm like, oh, I feel great.
So much better.
Metabolism's running.
And it's a habit too, you know what I mean? When those endorphins are released over time, after just like a week or so, like nobody ever regrets a workout or going on a walk or moving their body. And if you're listening to this today and you need a mood lifter and you're just feeling really down and out, think about something that brings you joy. Like you said, you like to hunt or fish, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's really important. Like, I don't know, in America, we're always like, work. If you work hard enough, your dreams can come true and like all of this stuff. But sometimes we've got to slow down to speed up. And taking that time for ourselves is so important. You know what I mean? That's another thing that I do in the morning is I'll either journal. I love sitting in the infrared sauna and doing a meditation. Like even if it's just like a 5-minute meditation, there's one called Sitting Around the Fire. It is so good. And it's actually like you're listening to fire like crackle. And it's this guy, he's just like talking and like going over, I don't know, not affirmations, but just like, I don't know, just like talking about life. And it's like super soothing. It's 7 minutes. And like sometimes when I just need to like slow myself down, I'll do that. So like I'll work out, I'll move my body, I'll get it unstuck, even if it's like stretching or 5 minutes of stretching, like try to do something like that. So it says endorphins equal natural mood lifters. Exercise reduces bad days. 40% fewer bad days.
Wow.
40%.
That's a lot.
And then neuroplasticity equals brains can rewire with practice and movement. So maybe you like to dance. For me, I have the best dance parties all by myself in my house. I have really weird dance moves. Nobody's watching.
Yeah.
And except for my husband, he came home the other day and I was like dancing and vacuuming at the same time. And he's like, are you? And I was like, get out of here. What are you doing?
It's my time. Leave me alone.
Like early. Yeah. And I didn't hear the front door. And I was in the garage. So we have like a gym in our garage, which again, this is how important like movement is to me. I totally like, we don't even park our cars in the garage. Like it's a whole entire gym. So we have lights set up, infrared sauna, cold plunge. Oh my gosh. If you can get with cold plunge, that really helps. Yeah. We did a cold plunge event a couple years ago for just in time.
Nice. In the wintertime?
No, not in the winter.
Oh, okay.
We did it in the summer actually, and we just had these not bins, but like these like flotation devices, like full of ice.
Nice.
And yeah. So
very cool.
Yeah. We had one of our clients donate tons of ice, and we just kept refilling it. And Justin Turnus, he does a lot of breath work, and he actually kind of helped lead the cold plunge. So it was a great turnout.
Yeah.
Really good turnout. We had the Marine Corps there. They were going at it. They were...
See who could stay the longest.
Yes. It was like they kicked the cold plunge off and it was like, all right, 5 minutes, let's go.
I've done some from football, and if you can get past the first like 10 to 15 seconds and just settle down, you're okay. I mean, it still doesn't make it any better.
For me, it's like a minute.
Yeah, and then just don't
After I go numb.
Yeah, and then you move a little bit and you're like, oh, that was a mistake.
But I have to keep my fingers and my toes out.
That makes sense.
Because like I don't have
otherwise
like great circulation.
Yeah.
It's so painful, but
yeah.
Now they found for women, like it's better if it's not like 42 degrees. It's better for women if it's around 50. Don't quote me on this. You can look it up. But because cold plunge has been like a thing. Like, I will say though, because I'm on my feet all day, I have inflammation, I have scoliosis. Whenever I'm in excruciating pain from my job, because I've been doing hair for 20 years, I will go home and I will force myself in the cold plunge. And I hate it. I hate it. But it does reduce the inflammation. And what happens too is it helps reset your nervous system. And then it also tells your body, hey, you can do hard things.
Yeah.
Because you're like, holy crap, like I can do that. And even if you just do 20 seconds or 30 seconds and then you work your way up, or you don't start freezing cold, then slowly work your way up. It's really good. It's really good. It helps you to like manage stress in a way. But if you're, I don't know, if you're already like a super taxed, it's just one of those things you have to kind of like try it for yourself to see if it's for you.
Yeah.
But it's not comfortable. But the rush that you get afterwards, like the skin turns red, you're flushed. And then when you allow yourself to like naturally warm up, it feels so good. So
you can like feel it like coming from your core through your extremities. It's a really cool feeling.
And if you get to the place where you're shaking, like you're probably burning fat at that point.
Yeah. One of the things real quick I wanted to kind of go back on is you mentioned the world in such a fast pace. Like it's always go, work. And one of the things I don't remember how I was talking with this about the other day, but there's so many little things every day that we don't think about. I mean, the things such as I can order something from Amazon and it's here like same day, the next day, maybe 2 days at the very slowest. And so I think we get, same thing with Netflix and all these things. I know it's kind of a weird connection of things, but we're so used to having everything on demand.
Oh my gosh.
And always being able to stimulate our brains, like no matter what all the time. And so you mentioned like hunting and fishing. That's probably the reason that I love doing that so much is because
getting out in the nature.
It's just like
disconnecting.
Exactly. If I'm hunting and I'm sitting in a tree stand.
You're not on your phone.
Nope. I'm not able to do anything. I'm stuck. I'm sitting here. I can't really move. I may be sitting here for 4 hours and like there's no other times really to do that. And it forces you to like really slow down. That's the same thing with fishing. Like I love fly fishing, and people that don't know what fly fishing is, you look it up or you probably have heard of it. It's very, what I like to call very much kind of an art form, without sounding like one of those fishing guys. But what I like about it is that I'm very much kind of an ADD person. Like I get really bored just sitting very easily. Like it takes a lot for me to just sit and be consumed by something. I'm always like, oh, I can be doing this or doing this. But fly fishing is such a slow activity that I think it really just requires me to take a step back and enjoy it. And then when you do that and allow yourself to kind of pull it back, it's like, oh, now I'm noticing like the sound of the water and the sound of these birds and little things like that. And then you get done and it's like, I may not catch anything, but I'm leaving that water going, oh, I feel great right now.
You'll be fly fishing and I'll be going down in the whitewater rafting.
One of those people, yes. I get that a lot. People will come by like a big group of like kayaks, but
like, hi, did you catch anything?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's the same type of thing. It's people getting. For me, it's outdoors. I'm a big human.
I loved it.
Getting in a kayak or a canoe or a tube and just like take that time to float 2 hours on a body of water.
And getting inspired by the landscape around you. Like I went to Wyoming. saw the Tetons, did some whitewater rafting in, let's see, where was it? Montana and Wyoming, actually.
Yeah.
Where are we? Yeah. And it was absolutely amazing. Getting out in nature. So it's like, basically that's what we're talking about today is like, what are things that can help improve our mental health, and prevent, unfortunate things from happening, right? We talk a lot about suicide prevention, but it's really more about, protecting our mental health on a daily basis. And one thing that you just mentioned was we are overstimulated by, our emails, our phones, our Instagrams, like everything is constantly movies, Netflix, all of that. So when you were talking about that, one of the things that was popping up is be very careful what you consume. Whether it's what you're reading, whether it's what you're watching, the movies that you're listening to. I have noticed, this is just me, if I watch a really dark, depressing movie, it's not the greatest for me. Yeah. Like if I go to sleep and I wake up with this super heavy feeling already. And I think for a long time, when I was severely depressed and struggling with suicide ideation, I would like watch these super, super deep movies to try to make me feel more alive. But it actually just made me feel more depressed, I think. Yeah. And it was like, I was kind of like addicted to that feeling almost. And that's where neuroplasticity came in. I had to like cut that feeling because I was like, I didn't know any other feelings. I didn't know what like happiness felt like or safety or, any of those other things. And it was like, and I think like, even as you're raising your kids, probably you're like, what are they listening to? What do they have access to? Right. Even like some cartoons, commercials, like things they call TV back in the days and called programming. Yeah. Right. So if you think of programming, right? So they're programming us and we're buying into all of the pharmaceuticals. We're buying into that new cool toy that we want. I remember the Barbie rollerblades, right? Like we're programmed to like want these things and this, and it's just, it keeps coming. So it's like, you have to have a parent in the household that says, hold on, I want. Yeah. But what do I actually need? You know what I mean? And like, I think getting outside and going fishing with your dad, hunting. My dad was an avid hunter and fisher. He loved to fish, fisherman, yeah. But he loved to build things, and all that. So I kind of got the best of both worlds, and I think I grew up in the age of pagers.
Oh, wow, yeah. I remember them. I'm 34.
Okay, I'm 39. So I remember the first flip phone. It was like a razor phone.
Oh, yeah.
Really showing my age here.
Actually, I had one before that. It was called a...
No, I had to page my mom, though.
Oh, wow.
I was at school. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Partly because I think they just didn't want to give me a phone. Yeah. But if you think about it, phones were safer back then than they are at all, because now you have the whole internet.
Everything's in, back whenever I first got my phone, it was called an Audio Vox. I don't know if you know that. It was like silver and blue, and it was a flip like that. And the only game it had was Snake. And like it was, I could call or I could T9 text, which
the big one?
Oh, yeah. And it just had Snake, where all you could do was just this the whole time. And that was it. That's all you did. And now it's like, I can watch movies, and I can literally, you can live your entire life just with this, like a room, if you really wanted to. Yeah. From entertainment to work and connectedness and everything.
And I think, like, if you think about posture, right? What is our posture when we're on the computer? We're hunched over this microphone. We're looking at our phones, right? This is not a happy posture. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? When we're sitting up straight and like, even there has been studies show that like the way that you carry yourself, the way that you walk, posture is very important. Not only how your posture is, but how you posture yourself in life as well. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's really important to watch the things that we're consuming and making sure, because we may be in a vulnerable place depending on wherever you're at, whoever's listening to this podcast right now, depending on where you're at. Like if you are already feeling like dark and gloomy, or you're just not the happiest and your mood kind of sucks, watching a scary movie or like a sad movie is not the way to do it. So maybe, make a change, do something different to help break that cycle. When it comes back to neuroplasticity, is go out and force yourself to go on a walk.
Yeah.
Or dance in your room, put your favorite song on, music, just whatever it is, move your body.
Yeah.
And see how you feel.
Yeah. Try something, even if it's not something you're familiar with doing.
Yeah. Like
just
pickleball.
try it for the first
Go to a pickleball court and try to jump in.
Yeah.
Right. Or
Absolutely.
I don't know, ride your bike. When's the last time you rode a bike?
Yeah. Me personally?
Yeah.
I got in an accident when I was 12 and I went like 15 years without riding a bike, shockingly enough.
Okay.
And then
Sorry about that.
No, you're all good. All good. It wasn't anything like severe. I just like gave me anxiety of trying to ride a bike again.
Yeah.
And then I actually got one probably 7 or 8 years ago now and decided like, I'm going to try to, like I almost had to reteach myself to ride a bike. And so I love it now. My little boy's got one that he rides. My wife has one. I have one, and we just kind of cruise in and but yeah, it's the same type of thing where it's just get out and ride your bike. But it's easy to forget those things when you do.
Yeah. You know, and it's free, right? Like, I mean, well, maybe the bike isn't, but like after you buy the bike.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that you can do that don't cost money.
Yeah.
That will make you feel better. You know, just like going on a walk.
Go to a park. It's one of our favorite things to do because it is really expensive to do things. It's like, it's a Saturday. What are we going to do with our little boy? It's like, we go to that, you know, into the aquarium or something, but it's like, well, we're going to spend $100 to go do that. Or we could just go to a park and he's going to have a blast and we can walk around and it's free. And it's completely free. And you get to interact with people.
And kids should be playing with dirt.
Yes.
You know, and I don't know.
Other kids and interacting and learning. It's a good element.
Being outside, like you said, you're like, I just needed so there's grounding mats that people actually use. Yeah, I have a grounding mat at home. I think it's by Hyperdose, something dose. And it's like it's these crystals that heat up and then you plug it into the wall and it has a grounding. There's also like grounding sheets. There's all kinds of different grounding techniques. But the best way to do it is to take your socks off and just put your feet on the grass and like walk around and you ground your body, ground yourself. And it's supposed to take inflammation out and all of that.
Interesting. So, I'd never heard of that. But after doing it that night, I completely agree. Because when I came in, I was like, I feel better already.
Yeah.
Physically, did my body feel better? Maybe. But mentally, it allowed me to go, okay, well, I'm not in this room anymore. I'm now outside. Yeah. I'm doing that.
It's funny you say that because whenever I don't really get sick, but if I do start feeling like a cold or a sickness or this and that, I will literally throw myself in the sauna, drink a ton of water.
And just sweat it out.
Load up on vitamin C. And then I'll get on my treadmill or my Stairmaster. Yeah. And I will just sweat it out. And usually like my doctor's like, what are you doing? Don't do that. You need to rest. You need to rest. But for me, I have to like push junk out. And that's what I found that works for me. Now, if you're really, 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 really sick, then I don't need that. Don't take my advice. Any medical advice from me whatsoever. I am not the expert. I'm just saying like what I like to do for me.
Yeah.
Let me be clear on that. Okay, let's see here. Here is some notes that I have. Okay, I want to zoom in on how movement and brain change work together. I think we already went over that. When I get stuck emotionally, mentally, and physically, I feel trapped. We went over that. But when I push my body just a little, walking, lifting, stretching, I feel those endorphins kick in. So when you feel energy trapped, like anxiety swirling in your chest or tension in your limbs, movement becomes a tool. You're not just burning calories, you're shifting that energy, opening pathways in your body and mind. And with that shift comes new possibilities. So we're talking about making a difference, making changes, and you just never know how you're going to feel afterwards and what that's going to lead to. You may walk out your front door and go on a walk and meet the love of your life, you know? And I think it's just like also being open to all kinds of possibilities. If we're feeling like so down and like closed off from the world, we're cutting ourselves off from possibility. And possibility gives us hope. And hope is what we need when we're really struggling with, you know, anxiety, depression, just feeling down, feeling sad about something. And so we always have to remember not to talk ourselves out of possibility and to keep moving forward no matter what. And, you know, lean on a friend, talk to a friend, reach out, find a Pilates studio, find some way that doesn't feel like an insane amount of work to you, whether it's going fishing, whether it's hiking or hunting or something maybe that you could add into your routine every day where you're like, even if it's 10 minutes, like that 10 minutes is for me and this is what's going to help my mental health. Yeah. And then that's what I need. Yeah. You know, so.
And I think you and I talked about this a little bit. It was for me, wouldn't say that I had like severe anxiety, and what I'm saying here really only worked for me personally. Like everybody's different.
Yeah.
But I used to experience that. I wouldn't say a ton, but a fair amount. I mean, which everyone does daily.
Yeah.
But I had to kind of decided one day, I was like, I'm making myself exhausted worrying about something I don't know the outcome.
Oh, yeah. You were talking about anxiety that you had. That's right. Yeah.
And so for me, it was
how you overcame anxiety.
Exactly.
That's right. Okay.
And so for me, it was, it's always about trying to find the perspective of it. There are some things in life that it's like, this is a major impact on my life and the outcome, and there's no other way around that.
Yeah.
But there's certain things like on a daily basis that's, am I going to remember? So what works for me is I said, am I going to remember this in an hour from now? If I am, okay, but am I going to remember it tomorrow? Yeah. Maybe. Am I going to remember it in a month? Probably not. Then why, if you're willing to, if you are thinking about something that you're not going to remember a month from now, like don't allow it to consume you in that moment.
Don't worry about it.
It's it's in the near future, it's not going to be a problem. Yeah. It's not going to be as big of a deal.
Worry about something else.
Exactly right. Yeah. Shift your mind and focus into something else. But it's really easy to sit there and just
like that.
Overthink on it and go.
Well, and you can spiral over one 100%. Little thing. I do that all the time. Cause did you mention your ADD or ADHD?
Yes. Yeah.
I am too.
Yeah. It's bad.
And so for us, like we're empaths and we're sensitive. And so like, if there's something in our atmosphere that isn't right or whatever, cause like, justice is like really important. Mm-hmm. And if something's not just right, but it's out of our control, I will spiral on it. But then it's because something just happened last week and I had to deal with the situation. And I was like, I found myself for 3 or 4 days, like really thinking about it. And then what you just said literally helped me because I'm like, you know what? Am I going to be thinking about this in literally 2 months? No.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. It was like something mean somebody said to me or something. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's because like when you're in leadership, you're, made out to be the villain sometimes.
Yeah.
And it was like a comment that was made and it was like, just.
You'll forget about it.
Yeah.
Down the road.
And you're just like, oh my gosh. But you'll sit there and you'll spin on it and then you'll doubt yourself, but that's people can do that. Yeah. But no, I'm gonna apply that because it's like, am I gonna be worried about this in a month? No, I'm not even worried about it a week later. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, it is what it is.
Yeah, and it's easy to get caught up in that moment, and like you said, just continue to spiral and go, well, what if this, and then if this, what if this, and then all of a sudden I feel like there's times that I've done that and gotten so far down a what if train, that I don't even remember what the original thing is that triggered it.
Yeah.
Now I'm worried about 10 other things because I've been thinking about it and I don't even remember what the original thing was.
And that just goes to show the validity of that worry anyways. Yes. And like, I will say like, there is something, you want to be aware of these things, but then also you don't want things to cause self-harm or self-doubt, right? I should have said self-doubt first and then self-harm because when we doubt ourselves, sometimes we can harm ourselves. And if you're struggling with anxiety, you're struggling with depression, and say somebody does say something that's mean to you or whatever, don't let that spiral in your head. Don't doubt yourself. Like try to find core things about yourself to like provide yourself enough evidence and information for you not to doubt yourself. Because I think a lot of people that do struggle with anxiety and depression, sometimes they're bullied. Sometimes people say mean things to them. Sometimes like, not everyone's kind, somebody may like flip you off while you're driving to work because they think you cut them off, but you're like, what are you talking about? You know? And to somebody that's like struggling with anxiety and depression and all that, like that can be really hard for them. And so I think, if you're one of those persons that is easily affected, or you take things really personally, just remember like, hey, am I going to be worried about this a month or 2 months or even a year from now? Yeah. Then like, let's just pull it off the table. And then also to remember, it's good to be aware of how you act and how you treat people. But then it's another thing to self doubt or doubt yourself and then spiral into that deep hole. Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
I would say it took me a long time to even get to that point of like, it's okay. Like, I don't have to worry about this. And to what you said a minute ago about the self-doubting, nobody wants to be a quote unquote selfish person, but there's such a thing as a healthy selfish and an unhealthy selfish,
right?
In my opinion, like healthy selfish is like, in my book, no one should be, and if you do have people that are, it's even better, but no one should be a bigger fan of yourself than yourself. Like, if you have to have the ability to like love yourself. And there's times where you don't. I mean, there's times that I don't, there's times where you look at yourself and you're like, what are you like? Why did you do that? What are you doing? I mean, it happens in everyone's life.
It's so important to have self-compassion. That's something that
absolutely.
I work on all the time. It's like, I can be so hard on myself, but then I'm like, am I hard on other people like that? Like, no, not really.
Yeah.
But then I have a higher standard, but I'm like, no, that's because I think you all are amazing and you guys can achieve great things. Like, we can do hard things. We can do great things.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think loving yourself and having that self-compassion is so important. So I hope that we, left you guys with some tools and tips and just sharing some of the things that we do to help with our mental health and keep us feeling good if we're down, and keep watching the podcast. And I think in a few weeks, we're going to have a couple new key speakers. Actually, cut all that out. I don't want to announce it just in case I can't.
Sure.
Where was it at? So, okay. Well, I think that includes the session today.
Yeah.
Hold on, clear that up. I just said that right. It includes. I think this concludes the session today. I hope everybody that's listening out there, get out there, move your body, do something you love. Hopefully this is just kind of a fun, lighthearted thing for you guys to listen to. Hopefully our little tips and things that we do for ourselves may have impacted you or helped others. And if you know someone that's struggling, send the podcast to them.
Yeah. Get in the comments, talk about, what do you guys enjoy doing that gets you out of that stress and that frame of mind? Like, one of the greatest things about things like this is get in the comments and talk about it and start a thing. There's probably 500 other things outside of what we mentioned that you can do that is relaxing, that would help somebody else.
And if you see one of those things and you're like, oh, that sounds cool, get out there and try it. And remember, neuroplasticity is always trying something new. So Thank you so much, you guys. See you next time. If you're struggling, remember, how you think is how you feel. If you're feeling still heavy, start by shifting the thought. You're not stuck. Your brain can change. So can your story. I'm Jessica G. This is the Just in Time podcast, and I'll see you next time. Until then, keep going. Never give up. And remember, the world is better with you in it, whether you believe it or not. To help reach others, please share this with your friends, family, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and donate.